Hey Libra, welcome to Arya Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Libra. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. So let's get on with that. Let's see what we have. So first we have the Moon. We have the 10 of Inspiration in reverse. This is 10 of Wands energy. And the 2 of Emotions, 2 of Cups. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, I can already feel this person's energy. This person's feeling really weighed down by their responsibilities right now. And they feel alone right now. And I feel sad now. Okay. They're feeling really alone. So I think this person's at a place where they kind of feel like they don't have anyone that they can confide in. They might not be actually physically alone, but they have a lot on their mind and they have a lot of struggles, I think, that are going on not only mentally, but also in the 3D. And they're just not feeling like they have somebody that they can trust with that information. There's also a feeling like they might come across as being weak if they did try to express this to another person. So even if they have a lot of people around them, a lot of friends, a lot of family members, even if you yourself feel like you are there for this person and they could totally confide in you no matter what, they are struggling with that idea. They are struggling with being able to open up about what's going on in their life and how they're feeling. It looks to me like this, with the 2 of Emotions here, like they're really yearning for some type of deep connection. They're yearning to be with somebody where they can feel like they can truly open up and somebody they can share their heart with. So they're really longing for a partner. This is really interesting because you probably feel a lot of care for this person, and I feel almost like they could confide in you, they could open up to you, they could tell you anything, and there's a reason that they won't. It's like they really want somebody they can tell all of their deepest, darkest secrets to and not feel judged and just feel supported. But they're dealing with so much fear. Fear is the main driving force here. They're dealing with so much fear that that's not possible for them right now. I think that a big portion of this fear is coming from this desire to not be alone. If this person has pushed you away or kind of secluded themselves, is that the right word? Sequestered themselves? I don't know. If they've kind of kept themselves hidden or protected, it's an interesting energy because their biggest fear is being alone and not having somebody that they can rely on and confide in and trust and really feel partnered with. But their response to that fear is to push away any connection that could result in this exact energy that they're looking for. If that makes sense. It feels like this person feels like there's a lot riding on their shoulders. And like they want to release that burden, but there's a lot of fear holding that back. You'll know like what this person, depending on how much you know about this person. Like if this is a fairly new connection, you might not know, but there's a lot like just stressing them out and draining them, and you might know specifically what that is. It could be that they have a super demanding job. They might be in a profession where there's a lot riding on what they do. Like any mistake that they make could be an epic disaster. Yeah, and that could stress them out a lot. Or they might just be in a position where they have to provide for a lot of people, where they are in a place of authority, maybe, and maybe responsibility. So it looks different for everyone. If this person is like in the public eye or something like that, this could be very significant to them because they have a lot of stress. They have a lot, there's a lot of expectations on them. I think this is true for everyone, but I am kind of like, I'm getting the idea of somebody who might be, someone who has a lot of eyes looking at them, and they have a lot of, there's a lot of importance on what they do. And it's like at all times they have people watching them, they have people looking at them, but at the same time they feel very alone. So for some of you, that's your person's scenario. I think that there's a lot of emotions that they have chosen to suppress, but they can really only do that for so long. And I think that there's a part of them that wants to release all of that. It almost feels like releasing these emotions would be too overwhelming. It would be too much. They would feel too exposed. They would feel, like I was saying before, they would feel weak. They would feel less than in some way for even having these emotions, and certainly for expressing them, maybe for crying. That this makes them feel very uncomfortable, the idea of this, yet they long for that so much. I think some of these emotions are starting to resurface. So this is a lot of what's on this person's mind. That's what's happening for them right now. These emotions that they have tried so hard to shove down somewhere really deep where nobody can find them, not even them, they're starting to rise up on their own. And I think that's really difficult for this person. It's very difficult to control how they choose to release these emotions, because it almost feels like once the floodgates are open, they're not going to be able to close them. They're not going to be able to gain control over the situation. But that's where this really deep connection that they're yearning for is coming in, because they just want a place where it would be safe for them to express in that way. It feels like all of this is going on for them silently. And I think that they're not telling anybody what they need. So if you're in the dark about this person needing this kind of support, you're not the only one. I think everybody in their life is in the dark about this. I think this is somebody who could very well come across as someone who has it all together, somebody who doesn't even feel that many emotions, that can handle a heavy load, that can just like stay in there, somebody that's very consistent and very steadfast. I think they could come across this way, but they have a lot of emotions beneath the surface that they're not letting anybody in on. Okay, let's look at these next tarot cards. This is going to answer the question whether or not you are on their mind, and if so, give us a little bit of an indication in what way you are on their mind. So let's look at these cards. Ace of Cups. You're on their mind. I just say that right now. I don't even know what the other cards are, and I'm going to tell you you're on their mind a lot. This is, again, like, this is this outpouring, this flooding of emotions that this person is trying so hard to suppress. That's it spilling over the rim, just like we were talking about. These emotions are coming to the surface, and they're having a hard time controlling them. We have the Six of Wands in reverse and the Two of Pentacles. Okay. There's so much emotion here. There's so much emotion. This person is highly, highly emotional. And if that's not something that you are aware of, they do a darn good job of hiding it, because they have so much going on in their emotional world. But I do think that they have this this need to appear strong. And this could be an internal need. It could be an external need too. This could be that they personally just want to appear strong because otherwise they would be embarrassed. It could be that their life requires them to do this. They might have people depending on them in ways where they just feel like, I cannot be an emotional wreck right now. I have to pull it together. So they really try to keep all of this hidden. I think that in this case, if this is a romantic connection that you're asking about, it's like you might have been the the catalyst for all of this. You might have been that first domino that got knocked over and had a huge effect on everything else that was going on in this person's life, because like I was talking about, these emotions are bubbling to the surface. They're overflowing, and it's hard for this person to hold them back at this point. As much as they want to try to hold them back, it's really difficult. So this could really speak to the depth of emotion that they feel for you, and this could have just like pushed all of the emotions to the surface for them, and now they're trying to wade through all of that. This person wants to offer you something, and it's pure love. Like, this is love in its purest form, in its most beautiful form. And I do feel like, coming from this person, this is a very beautiful offering of love, because this is somebody who is, like I was saying, highly, highly emotional and very, very dependable too. Like, although all of their responsibilities are weighing on them very heavy, but it's like, this is someone who has taken on a lot of responsibility. This is someone who can handle a lot of responsibility. The only problem here is that they internalize it. They internalize the stress and the pressure that comes from outside forces. But this is someone with a great capacity for love, someone who understands commitment, understands steadfastness, who understands their emotions. Expressing, that's a different thing. They might not be that skilled when it comes to expressing their emotions, but understanding their emotions, feeling their emotions, I think they are coming to a place where they are understanding and feeling, but expressing could be a challenge for them. This person is really concerned that they're not going to live up to your expectations in some way. It could be because they're struggling to balance all of their responsibilities, or maybe even to balance their emotions at times. Like we're talking about, there's like this huge flooding of emotion. But for some reason, as much as they want to be with you, they want to communicate with you, they want to tell you about all of this, they doubt whether they can give you what you deserve. And like I was saying, it could be that they just feel overwhelmed in life. Like, just generally, they might just feel like, I don't have the time. Like, they could be in school and studying something that's really, really rigorous, that is taking a lot of their time and energy. Maybe they're working on top of that. This could be somebody that has family responsibilities, maybe has children or something. It just feels like they have a lot going on in their life, and they're kind of like, can I offer you everything that I would love to offer you, or do I just have too much on my plate right now? So it could be that. It also is probably because they see you in such a high regard. They care for you so deeply that they are worried that they're just not going to live up to your expectations. So the Six of Wands in reverse is like this kind of like defeat here. In its upright position, this is total victory and confidence to me. And they're just not feeling confident. It's not that they necessarily have been defeated in this. Maybe this connection hasn't even really started yet, but they're already feeling defeated. Now, for some of you, there could have been something that happened in this connection that made them feel defeated. And there's an actual reason for them to feel this way. Maybe you broke up. Maybe you left them because... because it could have had something to do with this emotional problem. If they weren't expressing the way that you need them to, and maybe you weren't even understanding what was going on with them, you could have walked away from this connection. And they feel absolutely defeated by the fact that this fell apart. Or they just feel like they won't have success with you for some reason. So a real lack of confidence here. With the Two of Pentacles, though, I get the feeling that they are really back and forth with this. They sometimes are so into the emotion that they feel for you. They know that it's real, it's solid, it has to mean something, and they want to go for it, and then they will start to doubt themselves, and they're kind of like trying to figure this out. They're weighing it. They go back and forth. They think maybe it could work. It has to work. this is the connection I'm looking for. And then, oh, but I can never give them what they deserve. I could never live up to their expectations. I can never handle everything that's on my plate and be successful in this relationship. So they're really in two minds about it. And it's all springing from this place of lacking confidence. There's also kind of a feeling that you'll bring some sort of balance to their life. So when they think of you, they think about things balancing out. I think there's a lot of fear around this because it could go one of two ways. And one way is it could balance out. The two of you could bring a lot of balance and harmony to each other's lives. And some of these things that are overwhelming for them could actually be resolved and be eased by your presence. And it also could be that adding on this layer of deep emotion could be more than they can handle in this relationship. So it's kind of like they lean towards thinking that this is going to bring more balance, and then they think, oh, but what if it throws it off completely? So they're juggling so much in their lives right now. They're juggling so many responsibilities, and they're juggling so many different emotions and trying to figure out how to cope with that it's really difficult for them to figure out how to fit you into this. And there's a part of them that knows you are like the solution to the problem, because you are their Two of Cups energy. You are their ideal partner and somebody that they know that they could connect with and count on, and someone that they feel deep emotion for. So there's the possibility that this balances out, and I think that they feel strongly that it would. Like, they feel held back, but they feel strongly that this would balance out. Let's use these two oracle cards to get a little bit more insight about what they're thinking about when they think of you. So maybe more specific thoughts that come to mind when they do think about you. We have an environment card, and it is Aurora Borealis. That's a beautiful card. And we have Sea Turtle. Okay, so this person thinks of you like the Star card in tarot is coming to mind. They think of you as the ultimate, like the most beautiful, vibrant. They think the world of you. They absolutely adore you. That's the word I'm looking for. They adore you. And I think that especially if this is a new connection, that's a really overwhelming feeling for them, because I don't know if they feel that they should have such deep emotion for you, but they totally do with this Ace of Cups, Two of Cups thing going on here. Whoa. They think that you are absolutely gorgeous, maybe like stunningly beautiful or amazingly handsome, however it makes sense for you. But it's like they could just look at you all day and night. They just want to stare into your eyes. As I'm saying that, I'm like drawn to this Two of Emotions. They just want to stare in your eyes. Like they just want to be with you. And that's what they think about. They think about the opportunity to just be able to stare at you and just be able to hold you. They're absolutely amazed with how attractive you are to them. This energy I love this energy. It's not really like, it's not aggressive in any way. It's like they just absolutely think you're beautiful, because there's such a deep feeling of love and emotion behind it that it doesn't come off as like gross, you know? It doesn't come off as like predatory in any way. It's very, very sweet energy. With the Sea Turtle card, this to me is always like they see something lasting with you. Sea turtles live for a really long time, and this is like they see this going the distance. They also, this card talks about like harmony and an easygoing energy. So I think that's coming back to this feeling of balance. It's like they feel like you in their life would balance everything out, would balance them out, would balance everything that's going on in their lives out, would even if it's just, and this is not like this is a small thing, but even if it's simply that they get to be in love with you and like they get to spend time with you every day, that's going to bring a sense of balance and harmony to their life. So these are like kind of the places their brain goes when they think about you. Okay, let's look at these tea leaf cards, and this is going to give us more information about where this connection might be headed. And then we're going to look at the timing of it. So things that might change or some indication of where this relationship is going. We have Caterpillar. So things will not always be this way. A change is coming. That's really beautiful energy. If you are in separation with this person, this is just a really positive message that it's not always going to be as hard as it is right now. Things are going to turn around in a more positive way for you. Let's see what else we have. We have 4-leaf clover. Great good fortune. Okay. Yeah. It looks like I feel like I don't need to interpret these cards at all. It's like luck is on your side, like good things are coming, good things are happening, and these are like two of the luckiest cards you could get. So I really think there's positive change coming for this connection. Let's look at your last card. We have Rat, someone working against you behind your back. So there we go. We had all this good energy, and then we get Rat. Let's talk about it. This card could be taken literally. So if you know of a person or people who have an interest in sabotaging this connection, then take this card as it resonates, because this could be in reference to them. If that came completely out of left field and you have no idea what it's talking about, then I will tell you what it seems more like without knowing your exact scenario, what it seems like within this context. Because this person is having such an issue with repressed and suppressed emotion, it seems like this rat or this someone that's working against you is them in a lot of ways. And I know that sounds kind of bad, but it's like we all do this. It's self-sabotage. This person is lacking in confidence, as we were talking about. They don't feel like they can open up, yet they long for this connection. And I think that this is just kind of like a little bit of a clue that some of these ways that like this person might be refusing to open up because of all the fear that they're feeling, that it's the fear, like that's what it all comes back to. The fear that they're experiencing is holding the connection back a little bit, and it's kind of like working against what you're trying to create here. And it really just takes me back to this Two of Pentacles energy. Like I was saying, this person goes back and forth juggling, like maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it'll go this way, maybe it'll go that way. Every time they let this swing in the direction of fear, they are holding the connection back a little bit. They're keeping it from being what it could be in that moment. Every time they don't open up to you because they let the fear swallow them up, they're holding it back. So that is, I think, what that rat means, unless there really is someone in your life that you think is sabotaging the relationship. Either way, and I'm going to say, I don't really care. Like, here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't pay attention to the rat, whether it's a person or whether it's your person's fear. Do not pay attention to the rat. You had two lovely cards come out, and this is really a sign to me that whatever this negative force is, whatever this negative energy is, it's not going to prevail, because there is a sense of divine timing and divine guidance when it comes to this connection. There's a sense of like things really, like luck really being on your side. It's nothing to worry about. That's what I want to say. It's not something to worry about. Dwelling on this is kind of like your person dwelling in their fear. It wouldn't do you any good, especially when things are working in your favor the way that they are. So that's all I'll say about that. I really do think, oh, I just said I wasn't going to say any more, and then I'm saying more. Well, let me just say it. I really do think that for most of you, it is this person's fear. Fear can sabotage us a lot. I think we all have areas of our life where we can point to like opportunities we didn't take and great things that could have unfolded in our life if we hadn't been so afraid to go in that direction. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay, let's look at your last tarot card to get a sense of timing. So let's see. And we have the moon. This happened in one or two other readings where it's a repeated card. So here I go saying kind of the same thing I was saying before. This card could be an indication. Okay, let me tell you. I'm going to interpret this in terms of what I see that's going on in this connection first, and then I'll give you some more on the surface interpretations in terms of timing. But because this is happening a lot in these readings, something will be repeated, and it's kind of an indication to me that when some area of this connection resolves, you're going to see significant movement in the connection. So in this case, it's the moon card pointing right back at this person's fear. And it's like when this person releases that fear, lets it go, you're going to see significant movement and change in this relationship. I'm actually excited for you because I can see how compassionate this person is and how much they want a deep connection. So as soon as that fear is out of the picture, or at least isn't overwhelming the picture as much as it has been, this is going to open up into something really, really beautiful. That's kind of confirmation again to me that this rat card has to do with that fear. When that fear is gone, and it doesn't have to be completely gone, but when it when this person is not making so many decisions from a place of fear, you will see progress here. More generally, in terms of timing for the moon card, this could be an indication that you could expect to see some kind of significant change within a moon cycle, or about 30 days. This is also Pisces energy here, so it could be an indication that you'll see significant change in Pisces season, which when I'm recording this, we are right in that time. So what is today? I have no idea. Oh, I think it's March 11th. Okay. This is March right now, and Pisces season is like the end of February to around the 20th or so of March. So that could be like really soon, depending on when you're watching this video. Which again is kind of like an indication that these cards are what you really want to focus on. And even so, on moon cycle 30 days, like I think this is coming in around that time frame, about a month's time frame. But it does depend on when you're watching the video. This could also be an indication that when the moon is in Pisces is when you can see this change. Now, the moon obviously visits Pisces, like a lot of times during the year. So that's not a very specific time, but since this is a timeless reading and you could be finding this video at any time, you might want to check the moon cycles and see what sign the moon is moving through to get an indication as to when this might be coming together for you. And I would say look for something that's happening relatively soon, because this doesn't feel like something that's going to happen out in the distance a lot. Like it's probably within the next month or so that you're going to see significant change in this relationship. So you might be hearing from this person, or this person might be opening up and expressing some of these emotions to you. So that's all I see for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you liked this video, don't forget to click that thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and hit the subscribe button if you feel like doing it. And I will see you very soon in another video. Bye.